everyone, and welcome back. My name is Erin Fisher, Technology Integration Facilitator for the East Bridgewater Public Schools, and this is a very quick overview, hoping to get it done in 5 minutes, of Google Classroom, which is a great LMS system that many of us use, if not all of us. Let's talk about how to get to Google Classroom. First, you want to be signed into Chrome. You see that you're signed in with your little icon up here. You can go to the waffle, or you can Google Classroom. And Classroom is in your waffle. If it's not at the top, you can drag and move it to the top. The students get to Google Classroom the same way you get to Google Classroom. On a student device, it might also be on the bottom shelf of their Chromebook too. Okay, this is my Google Classroom, and if you are a new staff and you're creating a Google Classroom, you will hit this plus to create. If you are a student or a staff member joining as a student, you can join and enter in the code. So it will tell you class code here. I'm going to create a class. So this is how you will create a class. I always recommend that create a class, get the settings exactly how you want, and then for as many sections as you teach, copy that class and rename it. It makes it a little easier than having to set up 5 or 6 separate classes. So here you want to name your class. You want to be very specific. It's going to help your students. It will also help your co-teachers if you have special education teachers in your classroom or administrators. It's very important to make your class name specific. So you don't want to just say math. You want to say something like 8th grade math. Under section, you can name the section, whether you want to name your section the group, blue math, or trapezoid group, or just the section that it is on the schedule. You want to put your name in there somewhere, and you want to put the date. So I want to put Mrs. Fisher in here, and I want to put 2021, 2022. And the reason is because after you've taught for a few years, you're going to have multiple years, and it's going to help you when you go back to reuse assignments if you can see the year. So I might say that, might say my group here, blue group, and now I'm going to create. The more information you can put here, the better it's going to be for you in the long term, and the better it will be for your students to find your Google Classroom when they have quite a few Google Classrooms on their main screen. If you've used Google Classroom in the past, you also want to make sure you archive your previous Google Classrooms. This is going to help students so they don't get overloaded with Google Classrooms that are there. This is my Google Classroom I've created. Here's my code. I can just have kids come in that first day and say, go to Google Classroom and join my class. Here's the code. Or there's other ways I can have them join, and we'll show you that. First thing you want to do is you want to go to your settings right here in this cog. Here's where you can edit any of those details if you don't like how it came out. You can also add a description in here. Okay, here's your invite code. If you don't want students joining your class, once you are all set and all students have joined, you can always turn that off if you don't want people joining. You can also, here's a link, if you'd rather just email all of your students to get them directly in the Google Classroom, they don't even have to enter a code, you can copy this link and send it out. As soon as they click it, they join your Google Classroom. You can also give them that code. Here's that display again. It's in your settings as well. And you can also reset that code. So if I don't like this code, this is actually a good one because there's no letters that I might mistake as others. But if I did, I can reset it. And I can reset the code. I may not use this one because kids are going to not know if that's an L or a 1. So I may reset that one. There we go. This is one of the most important settings to turn off if you wish. You don't want to give students the can post and comment access, in my opinion. You may want to only let them comment. And if you have students at the younger level, you may want to only allow yourself to post and comment. That is your choice. But students in the past I've seen can take over and talk to each other in your Google Classroom. So it's up to you what you want going on there. If you intend to use the Ask a Question feature, you are going to have to make sure you have that students can comment if you want the students commenting back and forth when you use the Ask a Question feature. So just be aware that you want to change that setting. It defaults to giving kids full access to post. Another setting you want to change that's going to help clean up the stream is here. You want to hide those notifications. It's going to give your stream a nice clean look. The rest of this is up to you. If you want to enable Guardian summaries, you can. That example of what that looks like. If you're going to enable a Meet link, you can. If you want to have virtual meetings at any point. And then this is the grading if you care to use that. It does not sync with SchoolBrains, so that's your choice. Now I have my settings the way I want. I'm going to add my administrator to my Google Classroom. So I'm going to go into my People tab. I'm going to hit that plus, and I'm going to type in my administrator's name, and I'm going to invite them to my Google Classroom if I've been asked to do so. In my Classwork page, this is where I want to create my classwork. So I can create my topics first, which will give me a nice outline of each topic. It's your choice if you want to do it by unit, by subject area, by week. You can do your topics in here. And then when you create material, you can put it under that topic. Material is good for, you can create the topic live or choose the topic. Material is good for items that you don't want students working on. You just want them to have access to the material, such as different Google slide decks or different Google Docs, articles, links, YouTube videos. Material is good for that. You can put it across multiple groups. One thing you cannot do is schedule it across multiple groups yet. That is a feature that is coming out, but it's not available quite yet. Stay tuned. I have applied for the beta that we can be in that, so hopefully we'll get that soon. Once you have only one group chosen, then you can schedule it. So I must have multiple groups still chosen. I can title it. You can't post anything till it's titled. That's why that's grayed out. I can schedule it across when I want it to appear, or I can just post it. And notice, I can also choose which students. If I only want certain students getting that, I will have a list once my students are here. And now once this is posted, I can post. And there's my material underneath my topic. When I want to create an assignment, I can do that. This will go in the grade book. I can put points in here. We do have originality reports. It will check your assignment for plagiarism. It will also check assignments of students against previous assignments passed in previous years. So if you're worried about one student using another student's work, you can have that checked. Highly recommend. Due dates, topics in here. You can put the assignment across multiple classes if you care to. You cannot schedule it across multiple classes, but you can post it across multiple classes. If you're going to use a worksheet or a Google Doc or a Google slide that you've made and you want all students to be able to access that, you can choose it once it loads. And that's when you would do every student gets a copy. So if I want all students to work on this, I would say make a copy for each student, and then every student will get their own copy. They can work on it, and then they can pass it in. Very important, you don't want to make this too heavy with other items. Sometimes students will miss different items that are in there, so use the material and then the assignments separately. It will help your grade book too. If you have an assignment, you may not want too many items in there. You can link YouTube videos, all of that's there. And that is a very basic overview of Google Classroom. Notice this is the stream. The stream is just a place where you can make a quick announcement. I don't recommend putting work in the stream. You will not have your stream access next year. If you want to roll over assignments or roll over a Google Classroom, the stream will not roll over, only the Classwork page. So very important to keep everything in Classwork. Please reach out if you have any questions. Thank you.